Hey, Joe Gilder here. I did not see this coming, and you'll understand what I mean in just a minute. In the last video in this series, Songwriting Corner, I wrote this song, What I Know Now. If you haven't watched the video, I'll play you a little snippet of it so you know how it goes. It's very folky, pretty just laid back. So it's. If I knew then what I know now, would it have changed anything? Or would I still be the same? And then the verses are, you said you'd always do this. You will never change. So kind of, that's the vibe. Basically, you get the song. If you want to hear the rest of it, go watch the other video, the previous episode. But what happened is something it's never happened for me this way before, and I love it. And as soon as it happened, I thought, man, I got to share it with you. So this week I'm doing pre-production for my EP. One of the reasons I'm writing these songs is to get a collection of songs to do an EP, a small album of 4 to 6 songs. And in doing that, all the songs have been to this point pretty rockin' tunes like Comfort, Comfort, and other ones that you haven't heard yet, but you will. And realizing that I just wanted this to be kind of a rockin' EP. And this song, as soon as I got done writing it in the last video, as soon as I got done, I thought, yeah, it's okay, but it's not going to make it on the EP. And that's what happens. You just write songs. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they just don't fit with the project you're writing them for. So I was doing the scratch tracks this week. I had my electric guitar out and the amp set up and turned on. And I was looking through the songs I'd written, and I pulled this one up and I said, yeah, it doesn't fit at all. If I knew that, what I know now, would it change? So just too cheesy, too kind of chill. And so I said, well, why don't I play it? I don't have time to write a whole new song, I don't think, but let me just play it on electric and see how it feels. So I pulled out the electric and it sounded like, if I knew then what I know now, would it change? It's the same song. But then for some reason, I started playing this riff thing in B, just kind of this. And then I just started singing these lyrics. And wouldn't you know it, boink, I came up with a new song. The lyrics stayed exactly the same, and I changed the chords and the melody. So literally new music to the old words. And what came out was crazy. I'll sing a little bit for you, and then I'll actually go into Studio One and play the scratch tracks, so you can hear what I recorded with the electrics. You'll get a better feel for it. But basically the verse was, you said you'd always do this, and you will never change. And we've been through this, and it always ends the same. Same old song, same old dance, and I don't feel strong enough for another chance. If I knew that, what I know now, would it have changed anything? Or would I still be the same? If you had known what it would cost, would you have changed anything? Or would you still love me? Would you still love me the same? So that is a very different song, and forgive me, it's 10:13 in the morning, so my voice is, I got a little morning voice, but that's a very different song. If I knew then what I know now, you said you always do this, you never change. You may like that better, but then you have to admit, this is different. You said you'd always do this, and you will never change. That to me is way more engaging than you said you'd always do this. It's just boring, more boring. And I'm in kind of a mood of, with this EP, I just want to rock. I want to just have fun, get to play some guitar, acoustic some, but mostly electric too, and just really just big, rock and simple. Let's just go. Let's hang out with Black Keys and Kaleo and Congos and just bands like that, little Foo Fighters that just want to just rock out and play music. Switchfoot. That's kind of where my head is right now. But so what came out, as you can see the titles of these text files, This is what I know now, slow/old. This is what I know now, fast and bluesy. So it feels almost like, especially on the electric, like AC/DC had a baby with like Stevie Ray Vaughan, and that baby wrote a pop song. That's kind of what, because it's got the, and the chorus is like, a very AC/DC kind of riff. Maybe not AC/DC, but the B thing reminds me of them. But then the melody is like, said you'd always do this, ooh, and you'll never change. So it's got that kind of soulful thing. So point being, let me put the guitar away. By the way, you can see the guitars have been naughty. They've, I told them to face the wall. So I want this to be a good example to you of, I don't feel like I wasted my time writing that song. So in the last video where I wrote the chill, folky version, I don't feel like that was a waste of time. I got these lyrics out of it, which I like the lyrics, and I got rid of the music and replaced it with new music. And I've never done this specifically like on one of my songs where I ditched the music entirely and completely new music, and it just fired me up because there are no rules, and I didn't waste time. Even if I'd never used this song again, it's not a waste of time. It's just exercising the songwriting muscle. But I was able to go from a song that I was like, about to, this is one of my favorites now. It's just a fun experience. So let's go over Studio One. I'll turn my camera off. Bye. And so here are the scratch tracks for the session. Now, when I say scratch tracks, what do I mean? I mean, these are the raw kind of guide tracks recorded to a set tempo that we will record along to or add to drums and bass. So I have a tracking session coming up soon, and drums and bass will be here. They will be playing along to this. So I don't have to play as well because I need to focus on drum sounds and bass sounds and that everybody's playing the right parts and be more engineer, producer than musician. And so they have something to play along to. Historically, I've just done an acoustic guitar and a vocal. But, and even on a rock song, that's what I've done. And just had them kind of, imagine this is a rock song and play as if it was. And that's fine, but imagine being the drummer or the bass player and you're playing along, it's supposed to be this big rockin' song, and you're playing along to one acoustic guitar. It's hard, while I'm using guys that I think could totally pull that off, it's not as fun. And I want it to be more fun, and I want, what I played on guitar to give them ideas of what they can play. And then I may come back and re-record the guitars to match better with what they did, but they're going to have a much better idea of the song. So my scratch track started off with this is how the whole thing started. I had my guitar out, I put it on, and I started playing this dumb little riff. Not even playing it well. So I recorded that to a click, which my click is just a kick drum sample. Doesn't sound that great, but it came through loud enough so I could hear it while I was playing to keep me somewhat in time. And then I just added in a couple of guitars. So I'm just going to let it play so you can get a feel for kind of the verse chorus. I played it for you on acoustic. Now you can hear it with the electrics, and you can almost imagine kind of what the band is going to be doing around it. And the other point I wanted to make is because I tend to write folk songs, doesn't mean that those are the best songs for me as a vocalist. I can sing them well. I enjoy them. They're very comfortable for me. But I found as a singer, I can do really well, and I have some cool results when I try to sing more soulful stuff. I don't tend to write as much of it. I'm trying to move in that direction. So stuff that allows me to belt a little more and not just sing in kind of this comfortable kind of middle range of my voice, but to sing a little bit higher. The song is a little high for me, but I think it works when I'm really belting it out. It draws out way more of an emotional performance out of me when it's a different style of music. So I encourage you, if you're a musician, I think we've all known people who, maybe a girl who has an incredible voice, but she writes these really simple 3-chord songs that don't show off her voice at all. But when she sings with someone else or sings someone else's song, you're thinking, oh my goodness, that's amazing. Or not guy or girl, can happen. I've heard it on both. So that's kind of what I'm trying to break out of that mold and do things that I feel fit my voice better. I don't know if this fits my voice better, but it sure as heck was fun to record, and I'm going to stop talking and let you hear it.
You said you always do this, and you will never change. And we've been through this, and it always ends the same. Same old song, same old dance, and I don't feel strong enough for another chance. If I knew then what I know now, wouldn't have changed anything, or would I soon be the same? If you would know what it would cost, would you have changed anything? Or would you still love me? Would you still love me the same? Love me the same. If I'm being honest, ooh, I don't wanna know.
So there you go. It is, it's just fun. You may not be your cup of tea. You may think it's horrible, and that's okay. I love it. I enjoy it. Part of it's probably in the glow of having just created something. I think it's amazing. I may come back next week and say this is awful. Yeah, no one will ever hear this again. I may be embarrassed that I put it in this video. Who knows? We're a fickle bunch, us creative people, but I dig it, and I dig this way more than if I knew then what I know now. This feels much more me and much more kind of the kind of music I want to make right now. And if that doesn't connect with as many people, or if half the people watching this don't like this version, leave a comment. Let me know. That's interesting to me, but I'm going to do it anyway because I really like it. And there's a lesson in there too. Make music you want to make. Hopefully connect with people who like it as well, but sometimes you just got to make stuff you want to make. If you're not connected with and excited about the music, you're going to have a hard time finishing it, right? You're going to have a hard time making progress, keeping momentum, enjoying yourself. Like we got into this to make music and to enjoy it. And I very much enjoy this song, and I will continue to do so. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this kind of random left turn in the songwriting corner. I hope it inspired you to go write some music and have some fun. All right, see ya.